Hello everyone, this is Mohammed. Uh, it's good morning everybody, and this is quarter to 10 UK time, precisely 9:46. I'm making this video after a long break, so probably take a little bit of time to get adjusted to all this fun bit. So what's the reason why I'm doing video after a long break? First thing is, as you all know, we are celebrating the 100th week of the weekly challenge. So I thought it's a good idea to make a short video talking about all the people associated with the weekly challenge and their contributions, and to recognize their effort and time as well. So, those also I want to please excuse me if I'm repeating myself. Some of you may have known this, so probably you might find this I'm repeating, but for the sake of anybody who is watching this video for the first time, so I'm going to say it again. So excuse me if you find it repeating myself. So first thing first, how would you get to this page? Easy peasy. Just type in the URL pearlweeklychallenge.org, or not, ask your Google best friend. Just type in Pearl Weekly Challenge. If I type in Pearl Weekly Challenge, what do you get? The first thing you get is the web page. Did you notice it's called the Weekly Challenge? Some of you may know the history. It all started as Pearl Weekly Challenge, but then later on, because we've been doing Pearl and Raku together, so a few months later, after the launch, I realized like calling it Pearl Weekly Challenge is not appropriate, because basically we're doing both Pearl and Raku. So I thought, okay, why not call it something which makes sense rather than calling just Pearl Weekly Challenge. So I changed it to the Weekly Challenge. Although the URL still says pearlweeklychallenge.org, I do have a domain registered already, the weeklychallenge.org, but I have not moved everything to the new domain. So that's for some other time. So what you get from Google is the Weekly Challenge homepage, and also I noticed it also give you the GitHub repository for the Weekly Challenge, all the knowledge, that's the knowledge page for this, and below that you get the Twitter handle for the Weekly Challenge. Nice. So you get all three source of information for the Weekly Challenge. Once you just type in Pearl Weekly Challenge in the Google search, and you get there. Okay, so let's go back. So now we have the home page. Let's talk about few bits and pieces here. So the look and feel of this home page is not what I had initially. I made some few changes thanks to Dave Cross. I remember some times ago, Dave suggested I should put the task, the current weekly task on the home page, so anybody who visits the home page should straight away know what is the weekly task for this week. So instead of going through many menus and link and sublink to get to the task, we should just have it on the home page. So I like the idea and I just put it there. So this is the recent change recommended by Dave Cross. And also there was a button below here. It used to call something else, I don't remember what, and when you click that button it would take you to the page where you have all the challenges, current and past challenge. So Dave also suggests that this button should take you to the current weekly challenge instead of to the weekly challenge page. So I like that idea, so I incorporated that as well. While I was doing this, I thought, why not put few more links to some of the important aspects of this website. For example, what is my what are the current guest contributions, what are the latest Pearl View we have, latest Rock view, and the YouTube channel that I started some time ago, and who is the latest champion, along with the past champion as well. So this is what it looks like. So this is my homepage, and for some of you already know who I am, but if you don't know who I am, I have got a small introduction about myself, where I started my IT journey and how I ended in London in 2000. So if you're interested to know about my little background about myself, you can read through this 3 phases. The first phase I categorize is from 93 to 97. It's the time when I actually started IT education, and then the short period between 97 to 2000 when I moved to Bombay, used to call Mumbai now. It's called Mumbai now. And then from 2000 till date, I'm in London. So that's my 3 different phases of my IT life. So if you're interested, you can go through this short story about myself. So let's go back. So what should I talk about first? Let's talk about the team. Okay. So if I go to the team page, okay, I'll come to the guest part later. Let's talk about the main team, the actual team who does Pearl and Raku week after week. And the way I've listed the members is how they joined. So the first person who joined the team was Vish Goldman, and second was Mark Sen, and that's how it's ordered. So if you go to the bottom of the list, the last person who joined the team is Mark J. Reed. So that's how it is laid out. So let's talk about the first. So I remember when I initiated the idea of Pearl Weekly Chairman, he was the first person who came back to me saying, Mohammed, I like the idea, and he was very encouraging and very helpful, and he guided me through the early stage, and followed by Mark Sain and few other people, and Neil Bauer as of course. So some of them taken a break. No, it's not. They're not taking part actively, but they used to do in the early stage. I remember J.J. Merlo, one of my best friend, and Simon Proctor as well, and they kind of encouraged me to do Raku, and I ended up doing it. But for last few months, I've stopped doing entirely. Not just Raku. I've not done Pearl as well. So they are the person who made me do Raku. So I'm glad that I actually did it. For example, Duncan C Voigt is one of the very, very, very early member of the team PWC, and if you go through his contributions, it's always fun to read. I enjoy his comments, and he's always honest about my task. Sometimes when he doesn't like my task, he just said it. I don't like it. When he does like it, he just tell me that I like your task. So it makes us say, yeah, I feel better when he likes my task. And who else? A few other people. You remember Keman Razak, the guy who runs the Pull Request Club. Nice one. And we still have Pete Hostin still actively taking part. Remember Gustavo Chavez. Excuse me if I don't pronounce your name correctly. It's very hard for me to. I don't know all the linguistic thing, so probably I may be pronouncing your name incorrectly. So excuse me, sorry. And then we have a good old friend Dave Cross. He do come and go, so I'm glad that he's still part of the team. And my good old friend Lauren. He's one of the few people who's been with us from week one. Never missed a single week. Unbelievable. He's such a big, I'm such a big fan of him. And also Alexander, he's also a big support. You probably know Dave Jacobi. I remember my early interaction with him on Twitter. I didn't know him before. So when I created the account for Pearl Weekly Challenge on Twitter, I came across him, and we had a very good initial discussion about few things in Pearl. And ever since, he's been associated with Pearl Weekly Challenge. I'm glad I met him. I've not met him personally, but I met him online. So then, remember this person, Kian Meng Ang? She's the first person who helped me with the Pearl review. So I'm glad that I had help. Then comes Daniel Mantovani, great guy. Always fun to read his contribution. I'm sure you know this person. He's popular by the nickname Book, B-O-O-K, Book. And I'm sure the couple of blogs that he wrote in the initial first few weeks is still with us. And I've saved it somewhere. I'm going to share with you later. Who else? There you go. This guy, Jaldar H. Vyas, he's also one of the few early members. And when he joined the team, I thought he is from India. I mean, he still is. So I assumed that he's from India. But later on, when I found out that he was actually born in London and currently living in US. But he's originally from India, so I'm happy. Every time I see an Indian name, it makes me very happy. I like to see more and more people from Indian background on this platform. It's not that I don't like other people, but it gives me some kind of pleasure to see Indian face here. And this special person, Joel Maslak. I didn't know her before, to be honest, but I saw her contribution on CPAN when I used to do active contribution to CPAN. So I kind of knew her Pearl background, but I didn't know much about her. So when she joined the team, I was glad that I have such a popular name in the team. And she was one of the few people who supported us religiously. And she was the one, I remember, I don't know whether you remember or not, we used to have an optional API task every week. And she was one of the few people who used to do every week the API task. Although it was optional, she would do anyway. So yeah. Then, do you remember this guy, Ruben Westerberg? Okay, he's also one of the regular contributors. And then comes Athanasius. These are the names that comes to my mind straight away. Who else? There you go, my friend Adam Russell. He is one of the champion of the weekly challenge. And then comes Abigail. I'm sure you are aware of who Abigail is. I don't need to tell you. And my friend Ann Sommer, Raku expert. If you want to know more about him, check out his blog. He's an extraordinary blogger. And another, Alicia Bielsa. Not very regular, but every now and then I do see her contributing to Weekly Challenge. And my good old friend E. Chorba. Brilliant. He used to write a blog, I remember, regularly, but nowadays he just does coding. Just share the code, not blog. I enjoyed his blog. I hope he start again. Who else? Pete Sargent, yeah, the sponsor of the weekly challenge for so many months, maybe years, I would say. He hasn't contributed yet because I know he's a busy person, but I still put him in the team as a member. I don't think he's ever going to contribute, but his contribution as a sponsor is more than enough for us. So thank you, Pete. And I'm sorry if I miss anybody. It's very hard to, it's impossible to go through. Here's my friend Kevin Cloyer from London, from Maidenhead actually. Don't see him doing weekly chilling recently. Probably he's taken a break. He used to be a regular. Another Indian name looks like Rakesh Kumar Shadiwal from Gurgaon. Good to have you in the team. Hey, is one more person, regular person, very regular, Lubos. Great guy. Love your code. And my another friend, Walt Mankowski, and a champion as well. I love you as well. Roger Bell West. There is a shortest. There's a past. There's a story about him. I don't remember, but he reminded me that we worked together in 2000 on a common project. I vaguely remember, but I don't remember everything about it. But it's nice to know him, Roger Bell West. Who else? Mark Anderson. Oh man, this is the Raku champion. If you want to see his contribution, you can't miss it. Check out the GitHub page, GitHub repository. You know what I'm talking about. He's an extremely talented Raku programmer. Who else? Yet Ebro, very active member, but he's taken a break, I believe. He used to blog as well. I loved it. Marcus Holzer. Oh, this guy is genius. Simply genius. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out his code, and you'll know why I'm call him genius. And this guy, how can I miss him? Ulrich Reiki. Sorry if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. He's very supportive. Or every time he send us the contribution, he always say nice thing about us and always encouraging me. So thank you very much for your support. Who else? Oh yes, let's talk about this guy, JBL Luke. He is also one of the champion of weekly challenge. Interesting contribution. Always love it. And my good old friend Ryan Thompson. He used to be a Pearl reviewer and Raku reviewer. He's the only one who's done both. So far we had somebody who's done either Pearl or Raku, but he's the one who did both. Great guy. He's taken a break anyway. So hopefully expect him to come back sooner. And he also contributed to the look and feel of this website. We'll talk about it later. Hey, is my friend Saf Ahmed. He's also taken a break. He's actually a medic working for NHS. So I assume he's too busy dealing with the pandemic. So probably that's the reason why he's taken a break. I assume. I don't know. Here's another friend, Christina Heredia. Actually a friend of Alicia BLs, they are both friends, I assume. So glad two friends coming together and doing weekly challenge. Nice to see. Here is my friend Luca Ferrari. I loved his blog and his contribution. He's a Raku blogger. Xiu King Feng, another member from Hong Kong, very active member. He used to blog regularly, but lately I have not seen any blog, but one of the very respected member of the team. Jonas Berlin from Finland, active member, always help me with my task. So thank you, Jonas. Shahid Nushman, this guy, he's from Iran, and I remember he writes some nice Raku code. He's one-liner expert in Raku, and I learned a lot from him. So it's fun to go through his code. Sangeet Kaur, another Indian name, currently living in Barcelona, I believe. Who else? Niels, one of the few recently joined member, very active, and very supportive as well. Thank you for all the support, Niels. Who else? Bartosz, another active member, very active member, recently joined. This member, oh man, I have a high regard for this guy, Myung Jain Cheon. He's actually a chef, as professional, but he knows a lot about so many languages. Unbelievable. This guy is unbelievable. He's taken a break at the moment, so I hope he's going to come back soon. How can I miss this guy, Andrei Shitov? He doesn't need my introduction. He's a very well-known author. He's written so many books on Raku. So glad to have him in the team. He also did Raku review. So thank you very much, Andrew, for your support. Simon Green, very active member from Sydney, Australia. Thank you for your contribution. Bob Light as well. Not so regular, but every now and then I do see him contributing. So thank you, Bob. Okay, how can I forget this guy? I find it very hard to pronounce this name. So is it called Saba Simandi? He's from Budapest, Hungary. Thank you, Saba, for your contributions. This is another Raku hacker. Very impressive Raku hacker. I don't know how to pronounce his name. So if I pronounce it like in English, it's Jan Karnavik. And my good old friend Lance Vick. Not very regular, but every time he comes, he writes a nice blog and promote the weekly challenge. So thank you, Lance, for promoting the weekly challenge. Who else? Alexander Pankov, very regular guy. Nuno Vieira, he's also very regular. Andinus, active member. Flavio Poletti, oh, this man is genius. He's been blogging for last more than a year, I think. Daily blogging about something or the other in around the subject Perl. So unbelievable. I wonder how he managed to do this on a daily basis. Unbelievable. He joined us recently and he's been doing regularly weekly challenge. And I love his comment about my task. So every time you read his blog, the first section is about my task. So sometimes I scared. I'm scared. Is he going to say a nice thing, or is he going to find problem issue in my task? Sometimes the task is not so verbose, something missing in my description. He's going to point it out straight away in the beginning. I mean, I don't see any issue in the task. I feel happy. So everything goes smooth. Kang Min Liu. I'm sure you know this person. He's from Japan. Very active member, and he always write a nice blog. Thank you, Kang Min Liu. Who else? There you go. We have this W. Louis Moshan, Aaron Smith, regular contributor. Great to have you on the team. Miguel Price. I'm sure you know this guy. He runs a website where I think it's called Nice Blog something. I knew him because of my weekly newsletter. So we do share his website content on a weekly basis. Who else? There you go. He's one of the recently joined member, Paolo Costorio. Very active, very active. He's done all the past challenges as well. Keep me busy. Who else? Mimosoninet, Mimosinet is also active member. Ben Bullock, I'm sure you know. I knew him from my CPAN days because I've seen a lot of his work on CPAN. Glad to have him in the team. Ali Maradi, I have met him on, I think, on Facebook or Twitter somewhere, and he joined recently. Thank you for Ali for joining us. And he's the last member who joined just a couple of days ago. So that's please excuse me if I miss your name. So let's go back to the top. So we met the team who does Pearl and Raku. Let's talk about the guest. The difference between the guest and the regular team member is the guest, I call them guests because they do non-Pearl Araku contributions. So that's the moment you start contributing in Pearl Araku, you become a regular member. The first person who in the list is Orestes Zekai. He's the guy who shared the Python solution to weekly challenge first time, and that's how I started this idea of having guests in the team who can do weekly challenge in other languages as well. So we have Orestes Zekai, got Shabak who's done Ruby, got Tyler Wadhow, done Perl, Raku, Closure, Lua, and then we have Abidal Goel, I think his Indian name. He's done Haskell. Then got Henry Wong, who's done PHP, and my good old friend Mohammad Miraj Sia, who lives down the road, basically. I would call him my neighbor. He's done Java and he's done what's that? He's done one more language as well. Kotlin. Yeah, I think Kotlin. And the last but not the least is Mohammed Foda. He's done Nim. Didn't know about this language, so he's done Nim. So that's the team. Okay, so let's talk about the champions. How many champions we have had so far since the beginning? And the way we organize the champion is the recent one on the top and the oldest one at the bottom. The first person, the first champion of the weekly challenge is none other than Laurent, good old friend. And then followed by Jalder, my Indian friend. Then my friend Joel Maslak, Adam Yosen, and the coolest guy, E. Shirova, and the Raku expert, good old friend Duncan, Ruben with a hat. I like your photo, interesting. And my pearl reviewer, Kian Ming Ang, Tenacious Lobos. If you have time, you should go through this interview with this champion. You'll probably find a lot about them. Sometimes I was surprised that they have such a vast technical background that I can't even believe. It's unbelievable. Some of them are scientists. Some of them are very, very technical person. Unbelievable. A lot of people there. Sure you're gonna find. It's fun. I do go and read about them. Here is my friend Andrew. I miss you, Andrew. He's the latest champion, Stuart Little, very active member. So please do go and check out the interviews. For example, this is the latest one. If you click on the link, it will take you to the page where I had a short and brief interview with the champion. And if you go through this page, you'll probably find more about Stuart and his background. Okay, so one thing I would also like to talk about is the reviewers. How many? So if I go to the challenges page and this is the YouTube channel that I used to contribute to. I've not done it, but I'm going to start again this week. I'm probably going to do my weekly contribution video. So the look and feel of this page is, I would say, the credit goes to Ryan Thompson. He actually designed this page. Earlier it used to be different and it was very time consuming loading this page, so he made it look nice and clean and it loads faster. So if I go to the bottom of this page, if you see, the week one was actually weekly challenge was launched on 25th of March 2019. So next month we're going to celebrate the second birthday of the weekly challenge. So if I go to the top and if I click on the week 100, I have talked about the reviews, how many reviews we've done. So if you look at the numbers, it's unbelievable. The first Pearl reviewer, Kian Ming Eng, she done 33 weeks. Followed by the current reviewer, it's Colin Crane, he's done 30. And the super genius Ryan Thompson, who is in both places, Pearl and Raku. So he's done 12 weekly challenge, 12 Pearl reviews and 4 Raku reviews. I also did few, just handful, when we didn't have any reviewer, proper reviewer. So I've done 3. You don't want to say this, my review. And my good old friend Lauren. He's done 37 Raku reviews. And then my good friend Andrew. Very soon we're going to have a Raku reviewer, a new Raku reviewer. I'm not going to disclose the name now. Maybe in a week time you'll find out. Here's a list of champions in the order we declared them a champion. So if you're interested, you can go through the link. And here comes that. So we decided to award some team PWC members for their contributions. So this is for the first year 1990, 2019 to 2020. Next month we're going to do another set of award for the current year. So these are the people. It's very hard to just pick 3 names. If I had a choice, I would have said everybody is the winner. But these are the people suggested by all the viewers and including my own suggestions. So these are the people. It's unbelievable contributions. Okay, so now we talked about challenges, talked about team. You can go through the reviews. The last but not the least, I'm going to talk about this charts. The best part of this is I love playing with numbers and it's so fun. It's a lot of fun going through the list. So if I go through the leaders, the overall leaders who's contributed to Pearl and Raku, or Raku I would say. The top in the list is Laurent. He's got 1072 points. You get 2 points for each contribution, so that's how the scoring is done in this leaderboard. The second in list is Jaldhar Vyas, followed by Roger Belvest. So many big names. I used to be in the top 10, but ever since I stopped taking part, I've slipped down to number 30. What a shame. Hopefully I'll pick up again, maybe push back to the top 10. You'll see lots of familiar names in this list. Similarly, we have a guest leader as well. I'm not surprised we have Stuart Little as the top one with 200 points. I think the scoring is done differently here. Here you get 1 point for each contribution, not 2 points like here. I'm not sure. That's how I think. I remember vaguely. That's how the ranking done in the guest. And my good old friend Abigail. He only joined recently, but look at his contributions. I'm just talking about the guest contributions. I'm not talking about his Pearl contributions. Look at this, the variety of languages he's got. He's got Awk, he got Bash, Basic, BC, Bifunch, never heard before. Brainfuck, oh, never heard it before either. C, Seashell, Chef, new name, Kobold, good old friend. This is the first language I learned when I started doing my IT course. Fortran, one of my first few languages. Lua, Mumps, Node.js. Unbelievable. How can one person know so many languages? Unbelievable. And if I look at my friend Paulo Custodio, he's done Ada, Awk, Basic, C, C++, Fortran, Lua, Python. Python and Haskell are 2 most favorite guest language. If you look at the contributions, there is some interesting facts. If I go to the breakdown link here, you will see how it all started. So actually, it wasn't much activity in the first few weeks. It's only picked up recently how it started. The best week for the guest contribution was this, when we had 65 contribution for the week 89. That's the best week for guest contribution. And second best was this, which is 60 for week number 97. For the 100th week, so far we got 54. I'm hoping that become the best week, beating the previous best was 89, week 89. I'm hoping. If I look at the current week, this is week 100. What are the contributions we got? We got ADA, Awk, Bash, Basic, Bfunch, C, C++, Clojure, Elm, ELM, whatever you call it, Forth, Haskell, Java, Kotlin, Lua, Node, Python, Ruby, Rust, Scala. Variety of solutions. If somebody is interested to learn about this language, go and check out their contribution in the GitHub repository. There are plenty to learn from these people. Here you go. Here is the guest contribution by individual members. So Abigail got 15 contributions, followed by Dave Jacobi, Frank Osterhuis, Lance Wick, good old friend Mohammed Miraj, Paulo Custodio, Roger Bell West, Stuart Little, Tyler Woolrich. Interesting. So this is the current week contribution so far. So 29 people have contributed as of today, Saturday morning, UK time, 10:30. And this is the overall contributions since the beginning. So 1,345 blog been written by the member, 4,692 Perl contributions, and 3,019 Raku contributions. If we go to the breakdown, we'll see how it goes through. The first week we had 155 contributions. Brilliant. That's the launch week. And we haven't touched that peak ever since. The closest we've been was 127 contributions in the week number 78. That's the closest we went. My target was to make week 100 beat that number. So as of today, Saturday 10:30 in the morning, we still have about 1.5 days left. Maybe we can beat it. Who knows? So if you look at the 67, so we got 40 Perl contributions, 16 Raku, and 11 blocks so far. I'm hoping we can beat 155. If not, at least go past 100. But one thing you notice, we got 67 contributions, regular contributions, and if you compare that against the guest contribution is 54. I would be sad if guest contribution goes past the regular contribution, because I always wanted the regular contribution to be the dominating one. So interesting facts and figures. If you like numbers, I'm sure you're going to enjoy these different charts we have here. So do let me know if you find anything missing or if you want any improvement. I'm not a designer, so I don't know much about the designing bit. I'm mostly the back-end developer, so I can do back-end programming. I know a little bit of front-end bit, but that's just a handful of stuff that I know. Thank you for watching this video. I think I made it. It's longer than I thought it's going to be. I hope you enjoy it. Do let me know if you like the video. Please subscribe the channel and share it as well with your friend. Thank you. Bye.